Hello Leo, and welcome to your reading today. My name is Colette and this is a reading for Leos who are Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Leos. If you don't know where those placements are, Leo, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out for yourselves. It helps to get a bigger picture. You can then check out your moon reading for whichever sign your moon falls in, your Venus reading, etc, etc. So this is not going to resonate with all Leos out there, as it is just a general read. So if you're interested in getting a personal reading, there will also be in the description box down below, there will be my email as well for you to contact me and let me know if you're at all interested. So cross watchers as well, if you are interested in a Leo, have been in a relationship with a Leo, or are in a relationship with a Leo, you may also want to check out the same corresponding signs as well. So you could also check out your natal chart. You just need your birth time, your date and your place, and then you can have a bigger picture of what's going on in your life too. So also be aware, cross watchers, that this is a general read and the story could actually turn out to be your own story that you're listening to. You may think that you're watching it for the Leo in your life, but it could actually be you that is having the story told to them. And just be aware of that possibility of crossing over of the energies. So the reading is starting with the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Normally I would just take one card, but it seems to be a bit of a theme happening at this time of two cards falling out together. So the first card that you got here in reverse, Leo, before I forget, the words that came through for me as well, so I just got itchy ankle. The words that came through for me as I was meditating on the cards was, there was two kind of ideas. There was one that was going in the opposite direction, which I'm kind of seeing in your cards in fact, and the other one was backwards and forwards, like lots of kind of trying to make your mind up about something. And the Eagle card today is kind of expressing that as well for me, because the Eagle is all about soaring high. It's about flying as high as you can. The eagle is the bird that flies the highest out of all the birds, and because it does that, it also has the ability to be able to see everything from a different perspective. It can see clearly, it can see the big picture. It's not just looking at the minute details, it can see it all, and therefore it has a better understanding. But when it's upside down, it's kind of saying that that's not what's happening here. It's very much a kind of like not leaving that nest energy, not putting yourself out into the world, not soaring, not flying high, holding yourself back, keeping yourself earthbound in some ways. But that also came out with the peacock energy here as well. Two birds again, it seems to be a theme going on. Honestly, you think there's nothing else but birds in these cards. But the peacock is all about letting your inner nature, yourself, it talks about, literally it says here, let it shine. So it's kind of, for me it's also vocal as well, because this is coming out of like the throat chakra area for this peacock. It's like a blast of energy, but there's also a heart shape tucked inside there as well. So it talks to me about something from the heart, something that you're passionate about. And it's like bringing that side of you out for all to see, which I feel is something that you've been kind of reluctant to do for a while, Leo. You've been kind of hanging back, hiding in the shadows, subduing your energy. So we'll see what else comes out, but the message is to kind of shine from within, like let that inner passion out, let it shine. The inner Leo. So the first card that we have, sorry, before I forget, because I always do, we have the cards set out in 3 sets of 3. The first 3 is your past energy, which can be something recent that's happened to you, a recent past energy. It can be a childhood energy. It's just an energy that's kind of hanging around still. It's still affecting you. It's still having a connection with your present energy as well. So your past energy is creating your future, your present energy, which is the next 3 cards, and then the last 3 cards are your future energy. So your past is creating your present, which is going to go on to create your future. It's almost like with the eagle, it's almost like a holographic, being able to see, as I was talking about, this kind of being able to see it all in one, like past creating the present, which is going to create the future if you keep on in that same way. Which is how I kind of see the eagle spirit, because it kind of gives you that big picture. You can see it all, you can see where you come from, you can see where you are, and you can see where you're going. So that's kind of the message here. But it also seems to be a lot of to and froing, a lot of backwards and forwards, a lot of kind of going in the opposite direction for you, Leo. Because we have the Knight of Cups here in reverse as well. And so the Knight of Cups in reverse is literally saying that at this time there is not a lot of movement happening here. Emotionally, something from your past, something emotionally kind of has created this stagnation within you. It's created a place of you, it feels like hiding, withdrawing. Not wanting to express, not wanting to put yourself out there, not to put yourself out there, because we also have the 4 of Swords after this card here. After the Knight of Cups, we have the 4 of Swords, which for me is all about kind of taking that backward step, to reflect, to take time, to think things over before doing anything. So it feels also like this is a healing energy, that this is kind of putting you into this place. Whatever happened here with this Knight of Cups, the painful, emotional, resistant energy. It feels like a resistance. It feels like something possibly that you wanted to do but you didn't do it, Leo, on an emotional level. This doesn't have to be a partner, like an intimate partner. This could also be a work situation, it can be a family situation, it could be something to do with a friend. It can be a passion of yours, something that you wanted to put your whole heart into, but something happened and you had to kind of take a backward step from it, rethink it. Because here it's like he's taken off his armour. You can see here he's fully armoured and he's kind of in that state of wanting to do something, but I feel as though the wanting to do something didn't actually get very far. So you kind of went into this space instead and gave yourself some time off, time out, time off, to reflect, to think things through. Because we also have the Fool here as well after this 4 of Swords, and the Fool energy is upside down. So it's saying there is this situation where you didn't want to jump into it, you didn't want to trust something, you didn't want to take that risk, put your faith in something or somebody. You were holding back. It feels like an energy of definitely holding back on something. Because the Fool energy is about the beginning of a journey. It's that start. It's that leaping off the cliff into the unknown and trusting the universe that it's going to take care of you. So it kind of feels as though all of this energy here kind of put you in a bit of a I don't want to say mistrusting energy as such, but this sense of not being taken care of, not being looked after, possibly very much on your own. So not knowing whether it was safe to take this new direction. Could you do it? Could you handle it? Did you have the emotional maturity maybe, or understanding of it? And that's, I feel this is also about this backwards and forwards energy as well, that you wanted to, you would think about it, but then you would kind of go into this energy here, and then you'd think about it again, maybe think of something else, another way to do something, and then you would kind of stop again. It feels like it could have been going on for some time. And you may also have felt literally like you've been standing on the edge of this cliff waiting for something to kind of shift, something to happen. Even for something to kind of tip you over the edge in a way here, Leo. Because of the present energy, we have the Knight of Fire, Knight of Wands, again in reverse. So, and I will just say before I forget as well, the water energy here, the Knight of Cups relates to the energies of Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. All the sensitive realms, the intuition. And maybe there was also something here about you not trusting your intuition, Leo. You didn't trust yourself and where you were going and how you were going to get there. Because the Knight of Wands also talks about a situation where you're still not making any moves here. You're still not doing anything to get you beyond that state of this Fool energy of just kind of standing on the edge of this cliff. You still haven't taken that kind of faith in yourself. When the Knight is in reverse here. And it does feel as though, as well, with both the Knights in reverse, that this could also be you kind of battling your own. This could also be the backwards and forwards as well, like battling both sides of your own nature here. The side that wants to take the risk and the side that is more kind of cautious, perhaps, for some of you. But the Knight of Wands is usually very go-getting, very exuberant, very kind of, we'll do it and then we'll think about it afterwards type of energy. We'll work through whatever the consequences might be, then we'll take care of them. Which could be the case when he's in reverse for some of you Leos. But it feels more like an energy of still not actually taking that leap. Because in the centre, the very centre of your reading, and for me the centre card is the most important in the whole of the reading. The energy for me, I feel it is where the energy goes in and comes out. It's the central focal point. So the Magician, again in reverse, sorry, my throat's gone a bit weird. Maybe that's the peacock spirit saying that you need to express and open up here as well, because this could also be a kind of subdued energy, an energy where you're fiery, exuberant, because this is a Leo energy card. It's also Aries and Sagittarius, but it's that very kind of dynamic, doing, driven, action orientated energy that when it's in reverse is kind of saying it's not doing any of that. So the Magician in reverse, well, the Magician is all about manifestation. It's all about creativity. It's about creating your fire. It's about, or your dream, your passion, your world, your own personal world around you. And it's about where you put your focus. It's where do you put your focus? Do you put your focus on what you haven't got, and therefore you receive more of the same? Or are you putting your focus into something that you believe can happen? Because with the Knight of Wands here, I would say at this time, and with the Magician in reverse as well, I would say that there is this lack of belief in yourself. Also with the Knight of Cups in reverse, I think there's a lack of belief in yourself here, Leo. That you don't trust your own judgment, maybe. You don't believe that things are possible, like you've lost connection with something. You've lost your drive, passion, desire. Let's see what else we have. It's interesting because after the Magician, we actually do have the Chariot energy here, which is all about pushing things forward, taking control, being the one in the driver's seat, making things happen. But you do need to be careful, Leo, that you're not creating a situation here with the Chariot of you forcing something or making something happen which isn't necessarily going to work out in your benefit for you. It's almost like saying something that you want very strongly, especially with this Knight of Fire energy here as well. Like something, it feels like something that you're building up to maybe. And the Chariot is kind of like the forward motion for it. It's the energy of go, let's get this done. It is seen as the Cancer card for most readers, but personally I don't see it as the Cancer card. I see it as an Aries energy. Again, fire energy. I see it as the Aries, the god of war, rather than the Chariot with Cancer. I've never been able to see the Chariot, and I think that it comes from as well, I mean, I'm kind of digressing here a bit, but it does come from the whole Aleister Crowley idea of what the cards meant. And so all or most modern day tarot is taken from Aleister Crowley's Golden Dawn, and I have never gone along with any of, personally, of that view of what the cards mean. So for me, rather than it being a Cancerian water card, I see it very much as a driving. And another reason I don't see it as a Cancer card is because Cancers never go forward. They are always about sideways movement. I mean, no crab on this planet goes forward. They all go sideways. So for me, it's all about kind of you bringing this energy together, kind of a realization of like, if I do want to make this happen, if I do want to drive this forward, if I do want to kind of take control of my life, then I also have to take control, or responsibility as well is a word that's kind of coming out here. I'm being told responsibility for my actions, for my world. Almost, I'm seeing it almost like a wake-up call here. Because the Magician card always has all the elements involved as well, so it's all about the emotion, and it's about the fire and the passion behind something. It's also about the idea, which is the Swords energy, the mental process of how much you kind of focus your mind on something, how much emotion you put into it, how much fire, passion drives it forward. And then of course you've got the Pentacle, which is the actual physical realm of where it manifests, where it actually comes out into being. So talking of Pentacles, we have as your future energy the Four of Pentacles here, which can be a card of stubbornness, a card of holding on to things very tightly, a card of not wanting to move beyond where you have got to. But he also has this key around his neck here, so he obviously has this box, like control over it. So it can also be like a controlling energy. Which again can stop things from actually flowing or moving. I do kind of see this card as quite Saturn. It's quite a Saturn type of card, which actually does have Capricorn up there. Saturn, sorry, being all about restriction and holding things back, stopping things from being able to move forward. And that's how it's coming through again. It's that kind of stuck energy of like, this is mine, this is what I have achieved. Almost like, you know, this is enough. It's coming through as an energy of, again, like doubting yourself, like not believing in what you can achieve, what is possible, that there is more possible than what you believe there is, which could also be this Magician energy again, as I was saying, that there is more, there is potential, there is huge amounts of potential in this card, but you're kind of stopping it, or you will be as you move into the future. This is future energy. With the Queen of Cups here as well, it does talk about an emotional connection to something that you do that has an emotional attachment. This could also be about attachment. This could be about you not wanting to give up on something, not wanting to let something go. That could also be that backwards and forwards energy, or that kind of moving in the opposite direction, or the spirit, the eagle spirit here as well, of you not kind of rising up above and seeing the bigger picture. There can also be a sense of not wanting to step out of your comfort zone with this energy as well. But you're kind of content or happy to just stay where you are, because you don't feel you deserve anymore, or kind of like, you know, that's the hand that life has dealt me kind of energy, and now I have to kind of deal with it or live with it or accept it. Oops, is how that's coming through. And along with the Queen of Cups, but it does feel as well as though there is a dissatisfaction here as well, actually. A dissatisfaction of you do want this emotional fulfillment on whatever level that may be. You want this satisfaction. You want something to give you that emotional support, or sense of self-worth, self-value. And Queen of Cups again is the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. You may have a lot of water energy or element in your own chart, Leo. That may be coming out at this time, or it will be as you move into this future. Which may also be asking you, you know, what is it that is going to make you happy? Where do you want to put your focus and your attention? And is this all there is? Is this what you think is going to make you happy? Because this is actually stunting. It feels like a stunting energy, like something that's kind of not allowing the growth to occur here. And we also have the energy of the, sorry, put it around that way. The Wheel of Fortune. Again, it's in reverse. So it does feel like something, again, that kind of stuck energy, nothing moving forward, nothing really like happening. And it feels like maybe fits and starts, like things start to move, or you feel as though something's changing. But then something within you kind of blocks that energy again. And you're kind of asking yourself again here, what is it that is going to satisfy me? What is it that's going to make me feel good? How can I get this to work? How can I get this to work? Because the thing about the Wheel of Fortune for me is the realization that we are at the center of this wheel. And it's all about what we put out as we kind of go through life, creating our reality around us. This is about our thought processes, it's kind of saying, like, you know, you're putting things out from this, if you see it like spokes coming out each one of these kind of spiky, pointy things, looks a bit like a compass actually, is an idea, is a thought, is something that can be manifested in your life. So instead of being like like the victim in a way, Leo, kind of on the outside where all of this kind of happens to you, it's kind of saying you have the ability to be at the center of this, to be the one that's driving it forward, the one that's making the changes. I also often kind of see this energy as well as being a sense of, you know, are you the magician, are you the puppet master, or are you the puppet? And it's the same kind of energy for me with this as well. Are you the puppet, or are you the puppet master? Are you the master of your own destiny? You can also talk about the right timing as well, knowing when it's the right timing. And sometimes that in itself can stop things from happening because we get so caught up in it, worrying about it. If I make a move now, is it too soon? Will it be too late? And that kind of thought process as well can also actually stop us from ever doing anything because of the fear element. Possibly to do with losing whatever it is that we've built up so far. But it's also saying you can't sit there forever, particularly when it's in reverse. It's like saying you can't just sit there forever and kind of watch the world go by around you and feel like, you know, you have no what's the word I'm looking for here? You have no control, for want of a better word. Or no say. You have no say, no influence is the word I'm looking for rather than control. Influence, that you have no influence over the things that manifest around you or the situations that you find yourself in. So let's see. What the confirmation card would like to say to you here, Leo. Confirmation for Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy. And before I forget, Cusp Leos, you are going to be at the end of Cancer, like the 0 degrees of Leos, just moving out of the Cancer energy. So you may want to check out the reading that I put up for Cancer as well. And there is quite a lot of watery Cancer Scorpio energy as well, possibly coming through in this reading. But if you're the other end of the Leo energy, the 29 degrees, moving towards Virgo, you may also have a lot of Virgo energy. And you may want to check out that reading as well when I put it out later. So, Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and Cusp energy for Cancer. Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and Cusp energy for Leo. Why is the Knight of Cups here for Leo? What is it that Leo needs to know Interesting. The Ace of Pentacles. So there was an opportunity here. Could have been a job. Something that was all about growth. Something that you could have feels as though you didn't, but you could have opened the door to. Because if you see here, there's literally a door. And behind it, there's like all this kind of lit up, kind of sparkly bits coming out of the door. And it's kind of a mystery. It's like, you know, not knowing the future, not knowing what's behind the door. But I feel as though you didn't go down that path. And I feel as though that's also that kind of, yeah, backwards and forwards energy of this opportunity, something new coming into your life that you kind of closed your door, the door to. And it could have been that at the time you weren't in a particularly strong place emotionally as well. Again, it does feel as though this sense of not having enough belief in yourself so it could feel as though it has been a missed opportunity here, that this door opened for you. And you decided to walk away from it. Is what it's feeling like, especially with the Four of Swords there as well. Like you didn't feel ready for it, Leo, whatever it was. You didn't feel ready on an emotional level. And there is that back and forwards motion that I was talking about, that energy of do I, don't I, going towards something. And it's literally straight after the Ace of Pentacles as well, so that's really interesting. So it's come out over the top of the Four of Swords. And he's literally kind of sitting on this wall, and it feels like this is what you kind of decided to do, was take a time out, as I was saying, take a time out and kind of sit on the wall and deliberate it backwards and forwards, to and fro, which opportunity, or which should you do? Walk through the door, not walk through the door. For me, the Two of Pentacles always talks about past and present energy, so it's about kind of deciding, making a decision whether to do something that's going to put you into this new future, which could also be this Fool energy here as well. Taking this leap of faith. It could have been that it was something that was going to move you beyond where you were at, like physically as well, that you would have to kind of leave the area you were in, leave the people around you, leave your comfort zone even, Leo. But instead you kind of sat on that wall, and it feels like you didn't make up your mind here. That you couldn't make up your mind. That moving forward felt like you would be possibly, what's the word I'm getting here, that you could possibly betray something, somebody, some people, group of people, So why is the Fool here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Leo. Why is this Fool card here, please? Why is the Fool card here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy for Leo. And it could have been as well that you sat on that wall for too long. And you lost the opportunity. The Nine of Pentacles over the top of the Fool, and the Nine of Pentacles is in reverse here. Is it the 9? Yeah, it is. So a lot of Pentacle energy, which is kind of saying to me that this is very much about a environmental situation. It could be a home situation, a work situation, but it was definitely something that was very much to do with your livelihood, your environment in general. But the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, when it's up the right way, sorry, it's very much about your self-worth. And so again, it's this feeling of this, like, you know, not being good enough for something. This is how this is coming through for me, not being good enough, not being emotionally capable. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like turning your back on something. And it's almost like I'm seeing this tree here in a similar kind of vein to this door. Like you closed, it does feel as though you turned your back to it. You turned your back away from it. And didn't take the opportunity. You haven't taken that risk, that leap of faith. You didn't have enough faith within yourself, enough belief in yourself here, Leo, to believe that it could be a good move, is how it's coming through. Again, it could be for some of you that you didn't want to leave that particular environment that you were in. You didn't want to move forward. Maybe you had things that you needed to resolve. But it could also be that you did kind of wait for too long and the opportunity kind of closed on you before you knew it. For some of you, before you knew it, it was kind of no longer there, that the opportunity was taken away. And so again, it's that sense of not being good enough for something, like your own self-worth. Again, it could have plummeted your own belief in you. I feel as though it kind of put you into like a repetitive pattern somehow. Leo. Because over the top of the Knight of Wands, we also have the Seven of Chalices as well. So this is a card of, for me, it can be a card of kind of wallowing, staying stuck in an emotional situation. It can also be a card of having too much opportunity, of seeing that those opportunities were there. With the Knight of Wands as well. This sense of, because the Seven of Chalices can also be like needing to make a choice, needing to choose something. Again, because if you don't do it, it's kind of going to disappear on you. That kind of energy of like, if you don't make that decision, you're going to end up stuck. You're going to end up kind of possibly having a decision forced on you, made for you. But it just feels as though this Knight of Wands just didn't have the enthusiasm, or the, possibly you felt as though you didn't have the experience that was needed for something as well. Maybe now also you're thinking, I wish I had taken that opportunity. I wish I had all those choices and chances again. Will it come again? Will I see it again? Is it something I'm just going to have to live with? And kind of like, did I make the wrong decision by not making that decision? So there can also be an overwhelm with the Seven of Chalices as well. Kind of like saying, like an overwhelm, or a kind of stuck in the emotional despondency of it all. Where it can all kind of feel like really futile and pointless and not worth it. If you see here, there's all these cups and they've all got different things in them. There's a snake coming out of this one as well. So there's also, it can be an energy of like not wanting to make that decision because you don't know where it's going to lead you, what you're going to get. And this is the energy that you're in at present, Leo. It could also be about looking back on the past and realising that, actually I'm not going to take that one, do not flip over. That it is time to kind of move on from this energy. Now this overwhelm, it all seems too much. You can't make a particular choice because it all seems too much. Like, if I do this, what will happen then? Will this happen? Will that happen? What will be the consequences of doing that? What would be the consequences of picking this over this choice, over that choice? It's that kind of energy. And on an emotional level, it can feel as though it's all too much. And it does feel as well as though it could be helping to put out this fire, which is kind of what I was trying to work out with this Knight of Wands. And it could be that it is too much, that this Knight of Wands is kind of backing down. Backing off from something. Not wanting to put all of your heart into something, Leo. So why is the Magician here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. And cusp energy of Leo, please. Why is the Magician here for Leo? We have three energies here. And the Knight of Swords. So that's three knights that are out now. The High Priestess and the Empress. With the Magician card here. So the Knight of Swords is fear for me, especially when he's upside down. It's that fear. It's kind of something is attacking. If it's up the right way, it feels as though you're in control. You can stand your ground. But when it's in reverse, it feels as though, again, kind of overwhelming, like things are too much for you, like your own mind could be too much for you, your own mind could be playing tricks on you, which is also possibly this Magician energy card here as well. But we do have the High Priestess, which is kind of saying go within. If you want answers, if you want to find out the truth about something, or if you want to resolve an issue within yourself, and possibly to do with some fears, or the fears of not being able to take control of your life, or but it's kind of saying the answers are within you. Look within for what you need. Intuitively. Introspectively. Trust your intuition. Trust your inner knowing. Because it's like you already do know, but it's so surrounded by kind of fear and overwhelming energy that you're not being able to see it clearly enough. It's like it's all clouded over. Yeah, it's kind of all this big swirling emotional kind of trying to fight your way through it in a way. Trying to battle your way through it, but it keeps kind of taking over, like rather than you having control of it, it feels like it kind of keeps getting control of you. And we also have the Empress card here as well. Over the top of the Magician as well. So the Empress energy is about abundance and connection to everything in many ways. It also talks of a kind of that potential again. The Empress is permanently pregnant with potential. She represents the earth energies, the energy of earth itself for me. That is permanently giving. And it's like you only have to look within, you only have to ask. The abundance is already there. You already understand it on some level, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it because your focus is elsewhere. Your focus is being tricked by your mind. And this could have something to do with you going in the opposite direction as well. Like your mind plays too many games. Can take you down some real kind of winding roads and tracks and kind of leave you there, and it's like these twisting, turning kind of pathways is also how this is coming through for me as well. This kind of twisting, turning, kind of being led down these different ideas. But they all kind of lead to the same place, and that is lack of belief in yourself. At the end of the day, it all comes back to this kind of lack of belief that you can and do have the potential to manifest this abundance, this like incredible life for yourself. But as I was saying, to do so, you need to go within and find out and question yourself, in fact. Kind of ask yourself those questions, those difficult questions. It just feels really deep with this intuitive, like, because it's like only going once, it's only once you kind of go really within that you find the magic within yourself, literally. Like the amazingness of who you are and what you are capable of. And that it is about recognizing the abundance and not recognizing the lack. Not recognizing what you don't have. Seeing what you do have. And focusing your attention more on that energy. Oh, we have all the knights out here. We have the Knight of Pentacles over the top as well. So as I was saying earlier about, for me, this isn't a Cancer card, it is an Aries card. It's a full-on, like, charging in one direction, trying to keep everything together as you're going, trying to find that balance between kind of light and dark, wrong and right, you know, all the kind of duality of things that kind of keep everything balanced and together. And if one of these horses kind of goes off in one direction and the other goes off in another direction, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of going to be sitting on your bum, kind of like, you know, wondering what happened. And so with the Knight of Pentacles here as well, you see here this unicorn this unicorn looks as though he's been on a long journey. And that is because the Pentacles is said to be the slowest of all the knights. He's the knight that always gets there eventually, but like he doesn't get sidetracked. He once his determination is in play, then it's very difficult to stop the Knight of Pentacles from reaching his goal. But it can take a long time for it to happen. And so here, it also feels that you kind of set out, like in a way, kind of gung-ho, like really kind of determined to make something happen. But you kind of get lost in the wilderness in a way. And maybe that's something to do with kind of what I was saying, like going in the opposite direction. It's like you become possibly directionless. Which could also have something to do with this Knight of Wands energy as well. Kind of like, you know, starting something but not finishing it through. So all the knights are on the board, which is really interesting, or on the table, should I say, which is interesting because, as I was talking about earlier, with this kind of manifesting energy, you need all of these elements. And the knights are all about messages. They're all about bringing something to the table, kind of bringing something to work with, to build on. Oh, I've got the 7, sorry, I haven't put the Knight of Wands there. So we've got 2 knights here and 2 knights here. And as I was saying, it feels like this this manifestation energy, this magician energy, is something that you're I don't know, it kind of feels like giving up on in a way, that you're kind of like, yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like you're giving up on it, you've kind of lost your faith in it somehow. Not believing it's possible, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest here. You're trying to manifest it from a place of already kind of defeated. You're already defeated. Even though, as I said, when you start out, you're kind of gung-ho about it. But deep down, which is what I feel that this energy here is saying as well, but deep down, you're already defeated. You've already let yourself lose in a way. Don't know if that's a good word to use. But you've already given up on something. Because it's too hard, it's too difficult. You don't believe it's possible. You don't think you're worthy enough. You don't think you deserve enough here, Leo. There's lots of various different reasons as to why. And it's going to mean different things for any of you Leos out there who watch this video. We have this Six of Swords here over the top of the Four of Coins, which is bridging. For me, it's literally bridging a gap from that past future energy. It's crossing over from here one way or the other. It doesn't really matter which way it is, but it is about leaving something behind, leaving the harder, harsher. As I was saying earlier with this Four of Coins energy, that this is you holding on to something, so you're stubbornly not allowing yourself to go over that bridge, or you might go part way over that bridge and then you kind of go back again, you reverse backwards. That could be emotionally, it could be mentally, it could even be physically. You might actually set out to kind of make changes and then kind of get to a certain point and give up on yourself or give up on the idea. Because it doesn't feel as though you're kind of getting all the way across that bridge with this Four of Coins there. And the Four of Coins is coming over as this comfort zone energy. This kind of like, you know, this is what I'm used to. This is how much I deserve. This is like my limit is how it's coming over actually today. This is my limit. This is how much I will allow myself to have. So you keep on, even though you want more emotional satisfaction and happiness. That could actually be in the form of a person, but something that kind of actually makes you very happy, makes you feel good about yourself, somebody who gives to you, or a situation that gives to you, gives something back. But again, you're kind of stopping yourself from crossing all the way over that bridge to actually get there. I mean, there's two butterflies here as well, just flying, fluttering across that bridge, which kind of saying to me, you know, that's how simple it could be. Butterflies also talk about transformation as well. Like coming out of the chrysalis stage into the butterfly and moving into a whole new dimension for a butterfly. That's kind of what it's saying here as well, that is potential is there for you to be able to do that, Leo. So why is the Queen of Cups here? And it does feel as well with this eagle spirit energy that it is very much about you kind of staying low to the ground about something in a way, that you're not giving yourself permission to rise above all of that and see the bigger picture, see how it all fits together. I have the Knight of Wands again. This time the Knight of Wands is up the right way, and he's come out also with the Seven of Pentacles, which is about harvest, about reaping what you sow. So it's kind of saying here, because I always see this Knight of Wands as being quite a chaotic energy. And it is, again, it's your energy, that fire energy, that exuberant. So I'm just looking, it's kind of coming through in a different way today, though. It's looking like a like sometimes I see this, or usually I see this as this person here is kind of caught up in all of this energy that's surrounding them here. You can see this kind of yellowy, creamy, like electric. It always reminds me of kind of an electric force. Like a shocking, something that's kind of charged, a charged energy. And usually he's kind of held in this kind of whip energy, if you like a charged electrical shocking whip type of energy. And he's actually hanging in the air. But today it's kind of, I'm kind of seeing it as this kind of, it's weird how it's coming through, but it's like coming up out of the ground. It's like these are your feet down here, and almost like a kind of like a growth. Is how it's coming through. It's like this growth energy of you actually expanding and growing and becoming kind of part of that energy. With the Seven of Pentacles as well, as I was saying, kind of like you reaping what you're sowing. It's almost like this is you down here, crouching down, this little small character down here, reaping just what you think you deserve. I only deserve that. And then there's kind of this like charge through the earth in a way. Like a shocking kind of wake up realization. And it's kind of like it's coming through like a giant, like a giant energy is how it's coming through. Like this is tiny little you down here originally, and then this is you in your kind of giant, impressive Leo type energy. Like something that's kind of feels like kind of shaking off that energy, like you're shaking it off. It's like you're releasing yourself from this little energy down here. This is all I deserve, this is what I'm going to have kind of energy. And it's all of a sudden it's kind of like this like, you know, like you've got this choice. Is this what you're going to put up with? Is this what you want to put up with? Like little Leo. And then there's this kind of massive kind of realization that you don't have to put up with just like that kind of almost breadcrumb energy. And it kind of awakens something. It's almost like, you know, if you really want this satisfaction, whatever this means to you individually, Leo, person, place, thing, happiness in general, satisfaction, emotional, emotional intelligence, giving, receiving, compassion. It's like you've got to stop seeing yourself as this little person down here and allow this to kind of waken you. Going with the flow is also what's coming through here as well. Going with the flow of it. As scary as it may be, kind of allowing it to occur, allowing it to as I'm also seeing this as well before I finish, I'm seeing, like, with his little red cloak down here, I'm seeing this, whatever that actually is kind of you throwing off this red cloak. Like this cloak here, like you suddenly kind of emerging out of this little energy down here into this expansive version of yourself. Kind of stronger. Kind of awakened kind of energy. Sorry about that. And we have the Four of Chalices and the Page of Chalices, which is interesting because you started with the Knight. So the Four of Chalices here over the top of the Wheel of Fortune feel again, it's like this little person here. It's kind of, because the chalices or Four Cups is all about sadness and despondency, and again kind of like putting yourself into a lower vibrational energy, and because you're in that kind of lower vibrational energy, you're just attracting more lower vibrational energy into your life here, which is what I feel this Seven of Pentacles leads up to as well here. But there's also a sense here of you kind of looking deeper into things, as I was saying, that you weren't prepared to do on some level. Looking deeper into something, looking deeper into your own fears maybe. What it is that leads you to this place, this Four of Chalices, unhappiness, despondency, sorrow. And the Wheel of Fortune is kind of saying, like, you know, that you've been round and round on this. It's almost like it's stuck. It's almost like it's stopped at a certain point. And almost like a fixation, it feels, on a certain point of your life, perhaps. Something that's happened at some point in your life, but you're kind of stuck in that energy, but you haven't wanted to look at it, but it's been kind of affecting you on a deeper level than you're aware. Because we then have the Page of Chalices here. So you go from the Four of chalices with this sadness and this sorrow to the Page of Chalices. Like you're ready to emotionally grow, you're ready to emotionally experience things again. Which here with the Knight of Cups you may well have not been. You may well have, like I was saying, shut down, closed that off. But here it's like with the Page is a young energy. A kind of energy of wonderment. Like seeing things with a new kind of sense of joy, kind of anticipation of what's next, what's coming next, where is this going to lead me? Again, it doesn't have to be a person. It's more to do with your own personal happiness, I feel, Leo. Which could lead you to a person. There's no reason why it won't. It could also be that somebody is offering you their cup. And up till now you have been kind of wary of taking what's been offered. Or you want to offer somebody your cup and you've been stuck about how to do it, or feeling that you can't do it because of all this anxiety and stress and fears and things that are holding you back, beliefs about yourself. So I'm going to pull you an Abraham Hicks card, Leo. There we go. And you have got the my emotions are vibrational interpreters, which is a very interesting kind of apt card, I would say. It says your eyes, your ears, even your nose, tongue and fingertips are translating vibrations, but your most sophisticated of vibrational interpreters are by far, your emotions. By paying attention to the signals of your emotions, you can understand with absolute precision everything you are now living or have ever lived. That's kind of what I was saying about these two energies here. Whoops, that wasn't very well done. There we go. Anybody, if you want to take a screenshot of this particular card for later. Abraham Hicks, lots of information online if you don't really know what it's about. It is a channeled energy. It's been around for some time now. There's a lot of information, as I was saying, about this energy. So that's really what it's saying, is that, and I think that's kind of what this High Priestess energy is saying as well, is kind of going deeper into looking into your feelings, your intuition, your knowing yourself and how you feel and how you react to what you feel. What is it that feels good? What is it that doesn't feel good? What do you want in your life? What don't you? Kind of energy. Okay, last card that I will pull for you, Leo, is a crystal card to give you some indication of what energy you may want to work with at this time, what may be beneficial for you at this time to work with as a crystal energy. You may want to get yourself a small piece of whichever crystal if you don't already have some. So a crystal energy for Leo. Laramere freedom. Beautiful card, beautiful stone. Freedom, and I feel that that's what this is about. It's about freedom from your own stress, from your own prison in a way. So it is, the chakra is the throat, and it is blue, which is interesting as well, because I was mentioning this card earlier about the throat chakra. So maybe there is something you need to express to yourself, possibly, even if it's not to anybody else. Maybe you do actually need to express something out loud. So imagine looking out into a golden dawn. Picture yourself as an energetic youth climbing to the top of a mountain. Upon reaching the summit, you look into the face of the sun. You spread your arms and fly. As you float gently above the earth, a beautiful song flows from your being, which is interesting because this card is all about flying high. Flying high above it all. You sing from every part of yourself. You sing from a place so deep that although it comes from within you, it originates far beyond you. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this card here. Like it's like connection is deep, it's deeply connected into the, like it goes down into the earth, into the roots. The song you sing is for the liberation of all creatures. As this vibration reaches them, it fills their hearts and frees their souls. Not everyone will have the talent of a great singer, but your voice can be even more powerful as a vehicle for freedom. Freedom of speech is a guarantee of the American tenets of democracy. It doesn't just have to be American. Use your words to encourage others to unlock the feelings of fear, anger, guilt, shame, and hate that imprison them. Releasing these restricting emotions will free up spaces that can ultimately be filled with confidence, love, self-worth, and peace. Imprisonment can take many forms. The type of prison that one experiences may range from true incarceration to the paralysis of fear. Most dramas of confinement will act themselves out in a familiar venue. Your jail might be a marriage you feel trapped in, a job that you hate, or the responsibility of caring for an elderly or ailing family member. Freedom is a decision. No person or circumstance can tie up your soul unless you allow it to happen. If you submit, you become an accessory to the crime. The shackles that you wear may have been placed there by another, but only you can remove them. No one else has the key to your freedom. Sorry, no one else has the key to your prison and your freedom. Freedom is not the unlocking of a cell door, it is the unlocking of the spirit. That's the energy I was feeling here. I couldn't quite get it, but I knew that it was kind of like something really big, something like, you know, very internal that was kind of showing itself externally. So challenging circumstances occur for your growth. Your higher self orchestrates situations in which you can test yourself to see what buttons get pushed and how you respond. The way you deal with your predicament will cause one of two things to occur. The experience will either set you free to fully love and learn from what has happened, or it will chain you to guilt and resentment. Guilt, despondency, despair, or it will set you free to fully love. How you approach and come to terms with these life challenges will determine the outcome. Planet Earth is a free will environment. The free will zone is a structure through which you can learn about the consequences of your actions. Think about any challenging situation you have faced. You have always come out wiser as a result of the experience. Since you are free to learn in any way you want, we encourage you to choose joyful experiences for yourself. Make up your mind that all your life lessons will be positive and life affirming, and that you will learn them easily and effortlessly. As a spark of the universal energy, the freedom that you enjoy allows for unlimited good in your life. Only your belief system gets in the way of your receiving it. Eliminate the roadblocks and see how effortless your journey becomes. We work with the throat chakra, the center of expression. Our blue color lends power and inspiration to the words that you speak. Through the tone and timbre of your voice and the content of your message, you can create the experience of the singer on the mountain for yourself and others. You can send out a vibration to release trapped and troubled spirits. Have courage and release any feelings or situations that lock you away from your highest good. What's this energy here? If you are in bondage, set yourself free. Through your example, others will recognize their own imprisonment and the possibility of freedom. So, Leo, you may want to get yourself a piece of Laramir. I'm sure you can find it quite easily online. It sounds like quite an interesting crystal to have at this time to work with for you. So I'm going to finish your reading there and say, Leo, thank you very much for listening. I hope that it has been of some help to you. I hope that maybe you have also learned something from it. If you have, please could you thumbs it up for me, because it makes a huge difference to my channel, which I am trying to expand and grow at this time. I did have some time away for those of you who have subscribed and have liked my videos. I haven't been around for 3 months because I had a major Saturn-Mars-Mercury conjunction. It was a square, sorry, not a conjunction, it was a square. So it just kind of blocked everything. Everything just stopped. So instead of trying to kind of force a situation and make something happen that wasn't meant to be happening at that time, I just totally came to a halt with it all. But now that has passed and I'm able to kind of shift my energy again and get back into doing what it is that I'm really wanting to do, which is this channel, growing my channel. So please, if you haven't subscribed, could you also do that, as well as thumbsing it up, because it helps to get the videos out into the bigger YouTube world. And subscribing to my channel also really does help me to grow. So thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed and those of you who have liked my videos. I really, really do appreciate it all. And there will also be, if you hit the subscribe button, which is either on the video or down below, there will be a little bell that comes up and you can decide whether or not you want to actually tap that and get my videos as and when I put them out there. I do all the new moon, full moon videos, both the astrology and the tarot, and also all the zodiac signs as well. And you can find it all on a playlist, and the playlist has no dates and no times because crap happens all the time. It's always happening at some time, so just check through them for your own sign or your moon sign or whichever sign you resonate with at the time. Read the titles of them, and if they make any sense to you, if you think, oh, that's interesting, something kind of resonates with you at that time, then maybe it's a good time for you to watch the video. And so again, thank you very much for watching. I am going to leave it there and wish you all the best, Leo, in it all, and hopefully I will see you again soon.